Coming up in the next few videos, I'm going to be teaching you about a lesser known tool in Mac OS X. It's available in almost every app that you're going to use, and it's quite powerful, and it's the Color Pane. In Pages, Keynote, even Photoshop and Final Cut Pro, you can access this Color Pane, which allows you to really get down to the exact color that you want. And there's quite a few features in it, so I'm going to just give a quick overview today and then talk about one of the main features that I use it for. And in the next few videos, I'll show you about each of the different features that it has. The reason you would use the Color Pane is because you want to match colors between two different documents, or maybe you've got an image. So I'm building a set of slides about the Salt Lake City School District, and this is their logo, this is their website. So I would like the slides to have that same feel, to look very similar to the district's color palette. So I'm going to use the Color Pane to really get control over that. So I can change the background, I can match the red in the apple, the green on the leaf, maybe even the brown in the stem, rather than trying to just get close. So let me give you a quick overview of the Color Pane. Most of the time, you'll see the color wheel, which is one way to choose colors. It's just a 360-degree view of the color palette with bright in the middle, or near white, and then darker and darker as you go out. And you've also got an opacity slider, which of course makes the color or object that you've selected a little more translucent. The next pane are sliders, and you've got a few different kinds. You've got just grayscale, RGB, which stands for red, green, blue. Those are the primary colors in the digital color set. CMYK, which stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and K for black, which is another set of colors used for printing. And then there's HSB, which stands for hue, saturation, and brightness. I'll go over what those things mean in another video. Another pane is the color palettes, so you can have different collections of colors. So if you've got a set of colors that you go to frequently, you can just store them all in one place. Then you have the image palettes, and by default you've got the spectrum, so you can go through and choose a color on this spectrum. But in the video about the image palette, I'm going to show you a really powerful tool, which is how you can get a color set from an image. By default, when you first are using your computer, the first color pane that will come up is this crayon one. And I actually really like it because it's so simple. It just gives you kind of a box of crayons, a good range of colors, and you just click on the crayon that you like and it gives you that color and you can use it. So if I'm in a hurry, I just pick one of these colors. I know it's a good color, I can use it on a number of things, and I really like the crayon palette. The next two are not built into the operating system, but I've installed them later, and I will show you how to do that also, because they can really open up some other features that are great. The first one is a hex color picker. So if you're familiar with web design, you know that there are codes that determine the color of fonts, backgrounds, and it's this hex code. So this pane just gives you access to that code to just type in a number. For example, 6 Fs create pure white, whereas 6 zeros create pure black. The next one is called Mondrianum, and Mondrianum is a third-party color pane that I've installed, which gives you access to a wonderful, very awesome tool by Adobe called Adobe Color. And you can access it on the web at color.com, and it allows you to pick an image and upload it and get an automatically generated set of colors, but it also allows you to search for color palettes that other people have created. So as you can see here, I can just scroll through and find all of these great color palettes, and I can just click on one of them and use that color and use the set of colors if I'm creating a full document. This is really powerful. You can create your own account and download your own color palettes into this color pane, or you can simply search for others. One last thing about the color pane that I'd like to show you is the color well at the bottom of the window. On your computers, you may notice that it's much smaller, maybe just one row, but you can expand it by grabbing the little dot and pulling down. And this is a very handy way, just like a painter's palette, to keep commonly used colors. And all I need to do is select a color and drag it down to the color wells and drop. I can replace or delete colors by putting white over it. So if I want to get rid of this purple, that's easy to do. But this is just a very handy way to have control of your color pane. So that's the color pane. And again, there's 5 by default. I've added 2 extra that are really powerful. So that's a brief overview of the color pane. In the next video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools, which is the color picker.